Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, September 7th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Let's have some fun. Let's relax. Welcome to my Facebook peeps. Oh, there we go. I can see you, Rhonda. Thank you. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and chat. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and lurk and watch. Just as long as you learn something. Or if you're here just to watch for the company, we love it. I love it. But you're always welcome to say hello, even if you don't color, guys. Say hello. We got a pretty cool group, I'll tell you. Hello, Mary. Zoom out. Hello, Stacy. Good to see ya. So can you spend the evening with us? Or are you door dashing? Oh. Alrighty. Oh, and welcome to my YouTube viewers who see this after I upload to YouTube. You've been door dashing a lot. Okay. That's fine. Just pop in and out when you can. Did you see this piece that I'm doing? It's from Rhapsody in the Forest. Hold on, I gotta straighten out a box for one of my cats. Oop, oop, oop. Come here, Miss Kitty. Come here. Come here. There you go. Come here. You're welcome. One of my cats who comes into the studio with me, her box was callywumped and she couldn't lay down in it. Okay, anyway. So I'm working on this Rhapsody in the Forest. I'm working on this mermaid to show you how to make a transparent fin. This was not transparent. This is from Mermaids by Selina Fenech. And this is from A Colorless Kingdom from Chris Ortega. So, cool stuff. Cats in their boxes. I'm telling you, as soon as I straighten... Angela, hi! As soon as I put down her box for her, and it even has, you know, one of those little Amazon padded envelopes. I put one of those in the bottom. And she loves it. Okay. So let's go ahead and play with this. I'm going to do my mermaid here. I hope you guys have been enjoying this project. Now, this is the one that I took my liquid pearls. There you go. So internet much better today so far. Fine weather today. Rainy days were really bad. Must make a difference. Oh, that's what Angela says. She's in Australia. And these have these little bumpies on it. I'm going to turn this page. There, see it? So liquid pearls are color and they stick up when you put them on stuff. Alrighty. So I'm going to continue here with my moon and the reflection and my mermaid. And then I'll pop over to another project, maybe, depending on what you guys want. We'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to continue with the background here, is I'm going to put a little bit of a glow around the outside of the moon. And I'm using a very, very light yellow. Soft, light yellow. This is, what is this? This is a Starjoy 025 light yellow. That makes me laugh when I say the color name in it, you know, like light yellow, and it says light yellow. See? Now, I want you to notice, if you can see this, is that I'm leaving a little bit of a gap between my yellow and my moon. Now, in some places it may touch, but for the most part, I'm leaving a gap. Zoom in. Up to you how far out that you want to make that glow, of course, but don't get too rambunctious with it. Isn't that pretty? Now, unfortunately, Selina has put lettering on the top here. Zoom in. She gave this away as a freebie. Honestly, I wish she'd put it in the bottom where the ocean was, but hey, that's okay. I'll decide what I'm going to do about that. So we want to go ahead and put this light glow all the way around. including through the fins of the mermaid. Okay. Now, remember, guys, hello, Pearly. My thought went away. And maybe it'll come back. It's all right. It does that every once in a while. Okay. So Stacy, tell everybody your good news that you posted. Zoom out. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add my darker gold behind this fin on the moon. Because obviously what we see through the that's in the moon is got to be seen through the fin. So Stacy says she has a scan interview in Jackson, Tennessee this Friday at 11 a.m. And we explain to everybody what that means, please. You've gone through classes. We've been following your progress for almost a year now. Because you went to school to learn to be a what? So this is really good news. Whoops. Oh, that's cool. This is the place you already applied to and had phone interview with the stenographer, right? In HR, but they needed me to have my associate's degree. How cool is that? So can we say, excuse me, can we say that this is a high potential of being a done deal for you? I mean, obviously you still need to talk to them. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm darkening behind my fin here. So they told you to contact them back when I was done, but I've had so much on my plate I hadn't done it, so they reached back out to you. Oh, wonderful. Oh, Stacy, that's yay. I am so excited for you. So a scan interview is where I not only have an in-person interview with them, but I also have to scan for them. Piece of cake for you. How cool is that? Oops, I bumped that off. Okay, so you can see now, guys, how I went ahead and I've darkened a portion of the moon on the left-hand side for visual interest. So Stacy says, me too, and they know you haven't scanned in 6 months, so I will be okay. Oh, yeah. So tell me, Stacy, do you think that 6 months is really going to make a difference? I mean, you feel confident in your scanning, don't you? Okay. Oh, I hope not all of us newbies feel that way. You'll be fine. How many times have we talked about you feeling nervous about something and then you did just fine with it? You done good, sweetie. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this area a little bit now. Got a little bit of darker brown up in this. Yeah, Stacy, will you tell Angela your story? These are scans that they do. She's a sonographer. And when you go in to have a scan done, like a bone scan or something like that, that's what she does. And that's what she went to school for. So explain to Angela what a sonographer is, please. Okay, so I'm just highlighting that white area a little bit more around my moon. Artistic choice. There we go. Oh, not a bone scan. I'm sorry, but like an ultrasound. I'm sorry, Stace. Ultrasound. And Stacy's been a member of this group now, oh gosh, what, over a year now? Oh yeah, I know. Stacy says it's okay, most people confuse us with stenographer. Totally different. Okay guys, notice how I'm bringing out this yellow now? Year and a half, yeah. Angela said she had an ultrasound ultrasound on her heart a month ago. It was interesting to watch. Yeah. So Stacy, is that something that you would do? Is a scan on a heart? Okay, everybody see now how I've got that glow around the page? Stace, I can't believe it's been a year and a half. Really? Wow. Zoom out. Zoom out. $2020. Wow. So could you do schooling at night to get to be an echo ECHO scanner? Hey, we love our peeps in this group, and we follow careers, and we talk to each other, and we help each other. Zoom out. Okay, everybody see how this is coming out. Okay, now, this is nighttime, obviously. So we need to go ahead and get a little bit of sky behind here, which is what I'm going to do here. Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to do, yeah, you could have when you were in school, but it would have been way too much for you to handle. Smart choice. Okay, so I'm going to pull. Now, remember guys, you can either use eyeshadow for this, or you can use chalks. And I will go ahead and use eyeshadow tonight so you can see this. This happens to be BH Cosmetics, a couple years old. All right, let me move you over here. And I'm going to take a very light gray. Let me change up something here. And I'm going to use my eyeshadow applicators because you know I love those. And I'm sorry, not eyeshadow, makeup applicators. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little poof of gray. Around the outside. Now, what I want you to notice here is I'm using a slightly darker color, and that way I'm getting zoom in, zoom in. And you can now see the dimension that I'm adding to the eyeshadow by having areas of darker color. Please do not forget to take this into consideration, guys. Hey Angela, have you thought about maybe getting a different provider, or are you stuck with the one that you've got? Now, I can't tell you enough how beautifully these eye makeup applicators work with chalk and with eyeshadow. Smooth application. And it makes the piece look really good. Stuck with Telstra, as we are in the country, that's what I thought I remembered. Have you thought about maybe increasing your bandwidth? I wonder if that would help. Yeah, Dawn is going with satellite, actually, the new Telstar, I think it's called. Okay, let's look at the whole thing now. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, so now we've got like this moody background. You can see the different shades. Angela, it's the speed. I have 200 megabytes. You can get like 200, 300, 400. So for example, if you're doing gaming, they recommend that you have the larger. Megabytes. And that's actually a speed issue. So if you're getting interruptions, it may be speed. That your system, if it becomes overloaded, that's what happens. Yeah, give them a call and find out and ask them if that would help. Tell them what's happening, that as you join your group on this group on Facebook. And as you're watching it, it's, oh my gosh, excuse me, it starts to interrupt. see what they say. Okay, notice now how I'm working this gray. And have fun with your different colors, guys. And what I mean by that is your different shades of gray. And look how beautiful that's coming out. Be sure you get to your edges, of course. And what I want you to notice is I'm deliberately putting a darker splotch behind the fin, because I want that to show as that is being transparent. Okay. So Angela, Rita was asking you about satellite. Have you thought about satellite? Because if you're out in the country, you wouldn't have any blocked access, I'm thinking. Depends on your tree line, of course. Okay. Now, when you blend your eyeshadow on this, you want to make sure that you don't have any marks that indicate that you came through with a sponge other than the look that you're trying to get. So make sure that your swirls are blended the way that you want them. Now I'm taking a slightly darker eyeshadow, and this is darker than the other two colors that I put on, and that's starting to give me even a stormier look. Zoom in. Okay, satellite would be another service, Angela. So you'd need to do a search on Google and look for satellite internet services. Now make sure that your swirls look like clouds and not circles, right? That's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, your satellite service would be through a totally different company. But you know what? When you're talking to your provider, Angela, that may give you leverage to say, hey, I'm thinking of going with another service, and see if they fix it. That you're looking into satellite. All right. Zoom out. How cool does that look, guys? So we've got our moon, we've got the glow, and we've got the clouds now around the outside. Now, I could have used eyeshadow for the glow around the outside. That would have been fine as well. Totally up to you. Well, look into Telstar and see if they're coming to your area. That's I want to say Elon Musk that's his business. And that's that satellite link now that they've put around the Earth. Okay. What do you think so far, guys? Questions, comments? Now, this darker part that I put on the moon, that could have been done with eyeshadow as well. But again, apply it with the makeup, the eyeshadow applicator. How beautiful is this? I'll tell you. All right, let's work with the skin a little bit. So I've got a Prismacolor color called Seashell Pink, and that is color 1093. And I'm going to go ahead and start that in as her base skin color. Excuse me. Zoom in. Zoom in. And let me move my camera just a little bit. Rita, that's just decoration that I'm putting on her tail. I'll be putting it all the way through. I'll show you when I pull out. Now, one of the things that you can do with her skin that I want you to consider, obviously I've decided to go with this brownish, well, pinkish color, this coral color. Seashell pink it's called. Prismacolor. If you wanted to, you could go with a light blue, you can go with a light green. But one of the reasons that I'm going with this particular color is, if you think about it, she's somewhat in the shade now. The moon is in front of her. So you can go ahead on her skin and go with a slightly not as pink flesh. Depends on what you want for your overall look. And then, of course, we need to start looking at these gaps in her hair to figure out which is skin and which is the actual hair itself. Let's see here. Let me sharpen pencil. So this is where her back is. Let me pull off a color here. Because that is where my gray would be. Her back is a little narrower than that. There we go. Now, since I put my eyeshadow away, you can go ahead and just grab a pencil and fill in your gray for the shading. And that's another neat thing about your eyeshadow, is that it works beautifully with colored pencil. There we go. Much better. All right, let's continue down the back. Zoom out. Zoom out. And now you're starting to get a really good overall idea of what's going on here. Now, we could have colored this mermaid a lot sooner, the skin. If you're just trying to get a lay of the land, I've talked a lot about this, is you can go ahead and color and tint in your areas. Alright, we've got yellow moon. Well, that's going to show up there and there. Watch your details. Now, I have a cream pencil that I like to use. This is my Faber-Castell, and I better be buying a new one pretty soon. It's my Ivory 103. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to smooth out my skin by using that ivory on top of this color. So I'm not going to use blending pencil, I'm using pencil instead. And what I do, you can see how short my ivory is getting, is I set this ivory aside in my pencil stand. In other words, I don't even bother putting it away. And that way I have it to go ahead and blend. And notice now how this ivory is reacting with my other color, making it smooth and rich looking. Everybody see the difference now between this arm and her back? Zoom in. Not that way. Zoom in. Zoom. Zoom. Zoom in. It used to be that I could just say zoom and it would zoom in. Oh. Zoom out. And look at how beautiful now that texture on that skin is absolutely beautiful. We've got it nice and smooth. Don't forget to change directions. And or color in little circles. And that way you'll get the nice smooth look that you want. And absolutely do not forget your little gaps here in her back. Details. Details, details. Okay. And believe it or not, it will make a difference when you look at your overall piece, where I've blended now with this, my cream, my ivory. So even in these little teeny tiny areas, you want to catch those as well. Hi, Sandy. All right, let's get this blended better. Zoom out. Zoom out. Look how smooth that skin is now, guys. And if you have a couple of rough spots, just take care of it. Okay. Zoom out. La-da-dum. So now I'm going to come back with my shading color on the skin. Sandy, good to see you. So I'm going to use my color, it's called Maple Sugar. And this color is number, what is this? YK57, it's out of my 520. You didn't think of the seashell pink? Okay. And most people, they do. They use light peach and peach, and that's why I'm showing you this difference. Zoom in. And now I'm going to come through, and this is where, when we're doing the skin, we work it up just a little bit darker near your edges and then blend in. And this is where you'll start to get your definition. Zoom in. Notice how from the corner of the eye down to the nose, I'm running a little bit of a curve here. You want that shading. Everybody see that? And then just smooth it out with your finger. And we'll go under the nose just a little bit, because remember, everywhere that we darken, which is in effect what we're doing, the area around it's going to pop up. So the nose, the forehead comes up, which is what you want. And when you go around the lips protrude. Hello, Kathy. So when you add your shading for your skin, I don't want you to look at it in the sense of what the color is causing to recede. I want you to look at it from the standpoint of what is adding the shading causing to come up. Does that make sense? So I'm not coloring the edges to color the edges. I'm coloring the edges to cause these different sections to come up. Kathy, Bo Kathy. Woo-hoo. And I also want you to notice too that when I shade my edges, I'm also bringing my color in a little bit over the top. Very, very lightly. Questions about that? Oh, and Rhonda, I wanted to mention when I was looking at your girl in the sweater, I didn't realize that you were trying to texture the sweater. So you did a great job on that. So the only thing I would say on that is just blend up your leaves a little better. You did a beautiful, beautiful job on that piece. Okay, now I want you to watch what happens specifically now when I come on either side of the arm. And I want you to see now how that center section is starting to come up. And that's what you want. This part of the arm is the high point. Zoom out. All right, everybody see now how we're getting that beautiful shading now on the skin. And again, I'm still going to go over the entire top very, very lightly, and it still retains that lighter shading. And I want you to see also how her whole skin now is coming together with the combination of these two colors. So now where her hair is coming together now as well, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to go a little bit darker, even with the edging, and then blend that out. And notice that I quite frequently will use my finger to go over the top. That smooths everything out. Now obviously in these teeny tiny areas I don't have much wiggle room. So I'm just going to go ahead and darken it. Now this I can still do, I can do the outside. And as you can also see, by adding in this other color, our mermaid is really starting to take shape. Zoom out. And I'll say this again to you, when you're coloring something like this, initially it's going to look wonky. But then as you continue on, it's all going to make sense and it's going to look really cool. And I also want you to notice too that as I'm adding this edging with my maple sugar, is I'm going ahead and experimenting and playing with my shading as I'm right in the spot. Now, we want to go ahead and highlight the breast area as well. And I'm going to make that just a little bit darker overall. And then I'll go back to my darker edges, lighter center on the actual skin here on her back. Zoom in. Anybody have any questions or comments? And then again, I'm going to go right over everything. Little circles. That way we don't have streaks. You can do angled coloring, and then you can angle in the opposite direction. And then smooth out with your finger. Now, zoom out. We can go ahead and we can add a little bit of patchiness on her skin, for example, to make her look a little bit sunburned. So I want you to notice, see how I added that streak right there? And then this is her back. And I'm going ahead and darkening that up a little bit too as well. The crease in her back. So the point is, if you want to make a really cool looking piece, and I did this with the shoulder, I'm sorry, not the shoulder, the pirate who got beached is, you know, he got banged up against the rock. So what did I do? I added bruises. So I want you to start thinking about, I want you to think about adding more realistic coloring to your piece. So again, notice how I'm adding these lines to make her back look more realistic. And then I'll just smooth that out. Okay. Zoom out. Excuse me while I grab a little water. Okay. let's see where we are here. So Kathy, have you been behaving yourself? Okay, so let's work on the hair. So I'm going to go with black hair. Oh, you've been behaving yourself. Okay. Is this a good thing? Okay. Let's see, that's a little too soft. I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel good. Da 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 da. Okay. Brett Funner, caramel coffee from my 520 set. I'm deciding that I'm going to do black hair. Yeah, those charcoal pencils may be good on the scales. Although I was thinking a little more shinier. Charcoal pencils tend to dull color. So I'm laying down my base color, zoom in, zoom in. Ooh, Kathy says I'm going to try and see my mom in Florida. The last time we saw each other was November in 2019. We FaceTimed once and sometimes twice a week. I'm looking forward to hugging her. Oh, yeah. When are you planning on doing that, Kathy? Now, remember when you color, you always want to go ahead and follow the shape. of the hair and the head. Yeah, charcoal pencil is going to would dull her her scales. Zoom in. And again, when you're doing this coloring, take your time. Turn your pencil. And keep your point sharp. So Kathy says, hoping by the end of September, beginning of October. I'm working with my brother's schedule. Kathy, have you, I think you told me that you've been vaccinated, right? I think you told me that you had a really rough time with the shot. Okay. Now, notice where the hair is coming together. I'm going to go ahead and darken in a little bit. Yeah, I just mentioned it because you know that Florida is raging in COVID again. So is Tennessee. Yeah, I'm so sorry you had that bad reaction. Did you, Kathy, react as badly on the second shot as well? Okay, let's pull this down. Yeah, I think I was mentioning the other day that our local hospital, we have a regional hospital here in Cookeville, and they are capacity with COVID. Oh, and I just noticed something. Yeah, you had it worse with the second shot. Okay, I made an error with the skin right here. Her back. This is her back right here. See that sharp dent? So this is supposed to be gray. There we go. I got it now. And I'm sorry, Kathy, will you remind me again which brand shot you had? I had the Moderna. Okay, I finally figured out her back here. I boo-booed. You had Moderna? Okay. So Kathy said, that's so sad. One of our friends who's a nurse and saw COVID first she got burned out and quit. Yeah. I know it. Our healthcare professionals never signed up for this. Never in a million years. You know, Kathy, though, I've heard absolutely nothing about no negativity about the Moderna shot. And I think the thing that really ticks me off, if you think about it, when all of this started, you know, everybody was all over the Johnson & Johnson and the Pfizer and the Moderna. And now you hear absolutely nothing about them in the news. I mean, absolutely nothing. And that, well, or very little, basically. And that tells me right there that the news, they were fear-mongering. Okay. So I'm putting a base color of brown on my hair. Remember I did this when I colored our African American lady? Oh, how pretty this is. And the thing that really ticks me off now is that all that fear-mongering has stopped a lot of people from getting their shots. And now look where we are. Okay. Okay. Isn't that pretty? But the good news is the shot works. And as I said before, it's been mislabeled as a vaccine per se. You know, for example, vaccine against polio, etc., etc., etc. It's not a vaccine. It's meant to lessen the impact of the COVID itself. So you can still get sick and you can still infect other people, but the statistics say that you won't be hospitalized. So that's the good thing. Okay, now notice that I'm going through again with my brown. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that a pretty color? I love it. So this is my caramel cafe from Brett Funner. Okay. So what do you guys think so far? Notice we've got some little dots here, so I'll be carrying those through in a few minutes. Well, eventually, I should say. Okay, so now I'm going to come back through. And this young lady is going to have black hair. And this color is Brett Funner Black Beauty. Oh, isn't that appropriate? Now, I am not jamming my pencil into the paper at all. I want you to see how the black and the brown are working together and giving me a dimensional color. Zoom in. Zoom in. So Kathy said my coworker's brother has COVID and has also been vaccinated, right? Said he feels like he has the worst cold or flu. Yep. He's on the road to recovery and never needed to be hospitalized. Yeah. That's the whole idea. Okay, does everybody notice now how we're getting these highlights between the brown and the black? And hopefully on the camera you can see that the browns are peeking through just a little bit to influence our black. You don't, whatever you do guys, you don't want a flat black for hair. So that's why I went ahead and I put this layer of brown on here, because that is influencing now my black pencil. Please do not be afraid of layering and layers. I've walked you guys through it. Okay. Oh, how pretty. Zoom out. Oh, I hope you can see how pretty this looks, guys. And don't forget, when you have different pencil brands, the blacks are different. They can be different. So what you need to do is you need to swatch them on a piece of paper before you color. And I hope that you can let's see here. So Rhonda said I was getting too much waxy and separation when she was coloring. The black eyeshadow filled it perfectly. Yeah. Okay, guys, what's the next color that I need to put on the hair? Somebody tell me. Oh man, this is pretty. Okay, Rhonda says violet, Kathy says red. Okay. Or dark purple. Anybody remember what color you should always add to black to give it that vibrancy so that it doesn't look flat? Okay. Zoom out. Okay. Dark what? Blue. Oh, I've got one strand. Isn't that funny? Now, can you tell right here too that I missed this strand here? That is really showing up. So you need to find a dark blue. Give me a moment, please. Okay. Zoom in. And what I have is a Starjoy blue gray. It's very dark. It's dark. 069. Zoom in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add that shade of blue. Zoom in. And what you'll start to notice is this blue is now going to work with, see the black worked with the brown, and the blue is working with the black. And what that is doing is it is causing the black now to be richer. Now, when you add your blue, you should never, ever, ever see that blue as the blue, okay? If you do, you don't have the right blue. Zoom out. Zoom out. Can you see the color difference now between the top of the head and the brown and the blackish brown down here? Look how rich the black looks right there. Zoom in. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see ya. Stephanie has entered the room. And like I said, if you can see the black, I'm sorry, if you can see the blue, you don't have the right shade. It's got to be dark. And what you should be noticing is how much richer the hair looks now. Now, if you don't want to add the brown as your undertone to the black, that's fine. Experiment on a piece of scrap paper.
Here's some information.
That would be Siri. But the takeaway that I want you to have from this color that I'm doing right now is to not use just black. That's the key. Now, if you looked at the black that Rhonda had on her latest posting, it looked really cool. Oops, got a little bit of blue. There we go. And guys, this is not complex at all. It really isn't. Excuse me. And now I can really tell where I haven't put the blue, because it's really making a difference between that black sheen. Okay. Zoom out. Does this mean that ham is the cure? So what do you guys think of this black hair? Like it? Don't like it? Neutral? Zoom out. And I'm going to grab a little water. And my next question is, would you have thought yeah, and Rhonda says, and you really can't see the blue, just a richer color. Exactly. And my next question is, would you have thought of making the hair black on the mermaid? Okay. Okie dokie smoky. I'm just smoothing out the pink a little bit on her skin. Okay, let me ask you this question. A little different. Would you use black? So Kathy says yes, she loves her hair. Well, you've answered really. Rhonda says probably not, but it's really cool. So yeah, you like it. So I'm assuming that you would use it. Okay. And I want you to notice that the black hair on the mermaid brings up this black around, or the dark black, gold, all right, we'll get there. Brownish, goldish around the outside of the moon. So everybody see how everything's coming together now. Okay. So I'm going to go back with my liquid pearls because I will change drawings, colorings. Zoom in. Now, you can pop off these liquid pearls if you decide that you put them on and you don't like them. After they dry, you can pull them off. That's what happened to this spot right here. And actually, zoom in, zoom in. I am going to make one change to the one that I just added. Sweat the details, guys. Okay, so what I want to show you, and the reason I'm changing this is I initially put the dot on the gold, but see this whole, her tail really extends past the moon. So I'm going to put the dot right on the line of the moon. rather than just down the brown. And see the difference now. It draws the eye to that part of the fin. And the neat thing is you can do little teeny tiny dots like I'm doing on this area here. Ooh, little teeny tiny dot. That worked. Ha! Alright, I gotta put one more here though. Let's see. Put it down there. Now, don't get carried away with your dots, please. All right, right there. Isn't that pretty? Zoom out. So that was my intention now with the dots. I have to let those dry. Again, you can do teeny, teeny, tiny dots if you're careful. Oh. And I need to do this carefully. We've got little dots here on her hair. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on here. There you go. Zoom out. And it also looks like the author has put one in the middle of her forehead. So we'll go ahead and do one there too. Now remember what I showed you is that when you've got to tap it on the bottom a little bit And what that does is it takes away the peaks that might be on your dots. How pretty is that? Okay, I'm done on this for the night. Okay. I hope you like what I'm doing so far. Obviously, fantasy, so we can play around with these and add things like that. All right. This is again Rhapsody in the Forest. Unfortunately, these are printed on back to back. But what I did is I took a pic of this with my camera. I reduced it down and I printed this out. I can print it out in a smaller version. But also because I didn't use anything that would... Oh, is Jean here? Jean, hello. Hello, Jean. Woohoo! Jean, are you feeling well enough that you can hang around for the last 40 minutes? And you're still alive, yes. How is your leg doing? Zoom out. Jean, I wanted to show you this picture that I'm working on for everybody. Wonderful, your leg is healing. Thank you, God. So this is what I've been working on, and I'm popping over now to Rhapsody in the Forest. Okie dokie. So last time that we were together, I did the pine cone for you. I put some glitter on it. It's still infected. Okay. Is the infection getting reduced? Alright, what I want you to notice, I went ahead and I colored another apple. Zoom in. Slowly it's getting, okay. Notice how I went with the darker reds? want you to see now how vibrant this is going to be. Now, I got to looking at this orange, and I want to go ahead and just put on just a couple black dots because I think that makes it look cool. Yeah, vibrant, rich colors, exactly. Now, I have no idea what some of this stuff is on here. And the reason that I'm showing you this, guys, is I don't want you to be afraid of vibrant, rich colors, right? So let's work on some berries here. Zoom in. Zoom in. And again, I have no idea what these things are, but I'm going to go ahead and color them in fall colors. So I'm going to start with my yellow here. Da, 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 da. And again, guys, oh, sorry for the wiggle. If I ever have a view that you can't see something, please tell me. It could be, well, I think they're berries. I think they're a little small for grapes. You'll see when I add the color, and then you can tell me what you think. So now I'm going to come in with a little bit of an orange, and I'm sorry, the yellow I forgot. This is my Empire Yellow, Brett Funner, 520 colors. So now I'm going to come in with my Phthalo Orange, which is the 058. You can tell I love this color because it's a shorty. But Jean got me some pencil extenders. So I'm bringing some orange in here, and again, it's going to look a little wonky. And I want you to notice that this orange is somewhat on the pinkish size. And my point is trying to fall out. Isn't that pretty with that yellow and that orange? Okay. Just want to tidy up a little bit. But wait, there's more. You know that's my one of my mottos, right? But wait, there's more. Or that is my motto. You basically cannot go wrong with yellow and orange colors. Oh, I missed one. I missed one. I did. Hold on, I gotta hand sharpen this one because this one's so little. So Jean, can you stay on for a while and watch? And I want you to notice that when you put orange and yellow together, you get what? Pink, basically. So Rhonda says, funny, up until you, I always thought of red, yellow, and orange as horrible clown colors. Okay. And my point broke again, but that's okay. I missed one for the yellow. Oh, yeah, I know I did. But I'll go ahead and put that back in. I was going to leave that, but it looks wonky. Oh, Jean, I'm so happy to see you here. Now, I'm taking my yellow artistic choice and going over my orange a little bit on some of these. All right, now, here's what I want you to watch, because this is what's going to make it cool. This is just so cool. As soon as I find the color that I want. Okay, this is a Brett Funner Chocolate Plum. So it's a brownish, more brown. And this is what I want you to see. And I'm going to blend that brown in. What does that mean? Dark at the base, right? And then get lighter and lighter and lighter as I come up into the orange and or yellow. And I want you to specifically notice that that light brown on top of the orange and the yellow is making this look really cool. Now, you don't have to bring it up on all of them if you don't want. Da, da, da. And I also want you to get a point to curve my brown, right? And then I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to briefly blend everything together. Very, very lightly. And I'm just doing touch points on here to get this nice soft. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, if you wanted to, You could use a little more pink in there. You could use a little bit of red. Up to you. So let me do this. I'm going to do the same thing on this set because I want you to see this. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and do a slightly different mix. And this is going to work because I've got my red apples next to here. Now, again, you can decide about, let's see what this is. Yeah, that's one of them. You can either put your base color over the entire thing, or you can just do it over one area. Up to you. If you put it over everything, then your subsequent layers are what? Going to take on that hue. Okay. Bye, Angela. I'm only going to be on for 20 more minutes, just to let you know. So now I'm going to use, that was my same yellow, my Empire yellow. But now I'm going to use my Barberry fitting from my Brett Funners. And you also have a choice, is to carry this red all the way down, or leave a section at the bottom for when I put in my brown. Up to you. Everybody see what I'm saying there? On this one right here, I'm going to leave a spot for my brown. You'll see that in a moment. got everybody. Nope. Okay, everybody see. Hi, Wanda. Wandy. Okay, so now it's yellow, red, and my chocolate plum. Now, please remember, when you know that you're going to add a third color like this, to make sure that you leave room for that third color. And also, again, see that on some of these areas I'm adding the pure brown onto white instead of having carried the red all the way down. Keep that in mind. You've got to remember that when you layer, every subsequent color is going to be affected by your preceding one. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my yellow and just blend over just a little bit. Now, this is where people think that their previous colors are going to be wiped out. Not necessarily. But if you overblend, you'll mush your colors together and you won't have that distinction anymore. Make sense? So that's where you do have to be careful. Same with your blender pencil. Oh, much better. There we go. Zoom out. All right, let's take a look at these two sets. Zoom out. Zoom out. See the little bit of difference between the two? And both sets look very rich. Okay. Black pen. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So these little berries have black dots on them. So I'm going to go through and put those on there. Thank you, Jean. I'm glad you think they're pretty. Okay, so I'm going to slide this over to my other set, and we'll go ahead and do the same. Yeah, I think we're pretty good there. Zoom out. There you go. And let's look at the whole piece for a minute. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? And guys, you can do this. Not hard, really, it isn't. Okay, I'm going to do one more piece in here. Now, one thing you do need to watch is you want to be careful about balancing light and dark pieces with each other. So this right here is a light piece. This is obviously a dark piece, darker, darker. So we need to keep a general eye out for that. Now this apple up here is going to be a darker piece. So I'm going to make whatever this is lighter. Haven't a clue what it is. If somebody knows what it is, tell me. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now, I want depth on whatever this is. So I'm going to make my top piece this lighter tan. This is my ivory. I have really got to order Faber-Castell Ivory, color 103. I think we were talking about this other piece. It may be a kind of mushroom. I don't know. Ah! Hold on. Hey Rhonda, do me a favor and look up that Faber-Castell pencil that was a salmon and tell me what the number is. I may go ahead and order that in as well. And would you text that to me, please? Hey Amy, hi. Saying a hello and a good night. I have a 6 a.m. shift. I'm only going to be on for about 10 more minutes. But I get off at 10:30. Okay. Okay, now you can really see. Good night, Amy. Good night, Amy. Good night, Amy. See ya tomorrow night. Okay, and then I'm going to use what's called Freesia Red Funner 520 colors. And I'm going to go ahead and put that Freesia color around here. Zoom in. This is Freesia from Red Funner. Y15 520. Oh, the cream color, Faber-Castell, color number 103. Ivory. And then I'm going to come in with my chocolate plum, which is the Brett Funner. Color 520, or group 520. Out of the 520, some is called the chocolate plum again. go ahead and darken up. Now, guys, I've got to remind you that you don't have to worry about matching my color. Burnt Ochre 187 in Brett Funner or Faber-Castell. I don't want you guys to worry about matching, okay, how to say this. I don't want you to be concerned about not having the brand pencil that I have and Faber-Castell. Good night, Amy. Good luck on your octopus. And I want you, what I want to say is, when you look at me color and watch me color, I'm putting the yellow in, I'm putting in a medium brown on this, and then I'm going to come in with a dark color. After I smooth out my brown with my yellow. So the point that I'm making here is I want you to look at my light, medium, and dark colors that I'm choosing and not be fussy about having that exact pencil. So I want you to look at what I'm doing with them more than the actual color. Don't get hung up on the color. Okay, now I'm coming in with my black. Black Beauty, Faber-Castell. I'm sorry, Black Beauty Brett Funner, excuse me. And I'm going to shade in now the sections of this, whatever it is. I color for depth and dimension. And my argument is that you can do that as well with whatever pencils you choose. Okay, sit tight a second, please. And this happens to be a Brett Funner 082. This is from my previous set. I have 2 sets of Brett Funners. And now I'm going to come in with a little bit of the brown. On top of the cream. And I'm also going to add a little bit of shading around the side, just for color interest. Again, I have no idea what it is. I think it's a mushroom. And then I'm going to take my light cream and I'm going to go ahead and go over the top of that and smooth it out and smush it a little bit. And then I'm going to go over my medium on my outside. And then I'm going, and my yellow. And then I'm going to go over my black. So in other words, I'm going over the darkest color last. And that way I don't spread it anywhere else that I don't want it. Zoom out. All right, everybody see now how that looks. And I absolutely do not like the streakiness right now of the center section. So I'm coming back with my ivory. And I'm going to blend it out some more. Much, much better. Zoom out. And actually I'm going to blend up that brown that I added on the inside of this thing. Isn't that pretty? Alright. So I think you guys, let me pull this up enough that you can see this whole segment. There you go. Zoom out. And I want you to start to notice I've got some hefty blacks in here, and I want you to notice how that black is really popping everything else around this. I don't want you to be afraid of blacks, and I don't want you to be afraid of vibrant colors. Now, don't get stupid with them, right? But this is a perfect example of how this is turning out. Now, again, on this mushroomy thingy, I don't care what browns you use. We use the yellow, a slightly darker brown, goldish, slightly darker brown after that, and black, right? And the really neat thing about this piece is it repeats pretty much. So we've got these. Good night, Jean. I am so glad, Jean, that you could make it tonight. So we've got another one of these mushroom thingies. One here. We've got the apple. We got pine cones here, so we've done pine cone. So this piece is not as involved as you might think it is. because the elements basically repeat in it. Okay, anybody have any questions about this? How do you feel about this piece? Do you think it's complicated? Yes, no? Zoom in. Everything that I'm showing you and all the components that I'm showing you are basically repetitive. Sandy, have you done this piece? You've done this one, right? Now, when I did this, oh no, okay. So when I did this orange, also, I looked around to see if there are any more, and there's not. This is the only orange piece in here. Which actually I think makes it look really cool. And if you look and see, they got the orange piece and then this tie right here. So this is, if you want to call it that, your focal point. But you're going to see how this thing evolves as we go around with it. So I've got reds, browns, oranges, and yellows. And no scary colors. Oh, you did the flowers with a black background. Okay. Well, Kathy, it's not that much detail, really. This glitter makes this pine cone, it's got a little bit of green in it. That's all right. I don't want you to be intimidated. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, guys, so we worked on the mermaid. You saw how I did the black hair. You saw the little dot thingies that I've put on here, which are basically dry. At least I can put my hands on it. And then I put a few of the dots in her hair as well. Okay? Alright, guys, I'm bending over backwards to show you that this stuff is not complicated. Well, I'm not really bending over backwards. I'm just talking about it a lot. It's not complicated. How do you eat an elephant? Little bites. How do you do the wreath? Little pieces. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, guys, I'm calling it a night. Love you guys. Love doing this for you. Rhonda, use more black. I was proud of you when you did the black hair on your girl. All right, guys. Yeah, it's just that they're a little more time consuming. And you want to take your time with this one because I don't want to use that word. The detail on it makes it really pretty. So one evening you might sit down and just do the little berries. Another evening you might sit down and just do your roses. And notice how I changed up the apples, right? Different apples. Okay, guys, love ya. Joyous, joyous. Excuse me, gosh. Joyous, joyous coloring. See you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Please share this broadcast. All right, guys, love ya. Take care. Bye.